On Asia Down Under today, aiming for Wellington's big seat. The new floral artists of New Zealand and a slice of heaven on Blanket Bay. Hi and welcome to Asia Down Under. For more than 15 years, a support group by and for Asian women has been helping empower and protect women of New Zealand's migrant communities. Today, Shakti is branching out to touch even more lives. Jasmine Puji reports.
For 3,000 years, the classical Indian dance forms of Bharatnatyam, Kuchipudi and Mohiniyattam have inspired, entertained and paid tribute to the gods. Tonight, this brother-sister duo performs these ancient dances to a sold-out crowd in Auckland for another reason.
We were raising money for Shakti's Second Chance program, which helps women who've come out of domestic violence situations to acquire basic life skills, things that we take for granted, like driving, learning English, how to do a CV, you know, these things that it would seem everyone should know. But there are women who've never had the opportunity to acquire those basic skills.
For the last 15 years, Shakti has supported migrant women and families affected by domestic violence. It's promoted policies to bring about social change and gender equality in migrant communities. It's also grown from the confines of one tiny Auckland room to a very successful CIF-accredited national umbrella organisation, whose services now include legal services, new settler support, NZQA-approved educational programs, and a 24-hour domestic violence intervention service. The theme of tonight's fundraising dance extravaganza is also Shakti, the Sanskrit word for strength.
Shakti is a very broad concept. It incorporates strength, force, energy, but interestingly, it has a very feminine energy about it. And so through the production, what we try to do is show how varied and diverse Shakti itself is. We touched on Shakti as strength, and that was through balance and precision. We touched on Shakti as devotion, through praise and spirituality. And we also touched on Shakti, the feminine energy, which is that protective force that looks after us all.
For Govind and Sandhya Pillai, New Zealanders of South Indian descent, it was a chance not only to raise money, but also to take an often taboo subject out of the closet.
Domestic violence is often under the radar. The very nature of domestic violence is that people aren't able to talk about it. Women feel that it's a shame to say so, that they're subject to the situations. So the more community awareness we have about it, the more people outside can spot these situations and help.
The program raised over $8,000. But for the event organisers, who just happened to be the dancers' parents, it was exceptional for another reason.
I have seen them performing many times from the young age, but together on the stage, my children, both of them, of course with my granddaughter, it was proud moments of my life.
But the Pillais are not the only ones flying the flag for Shakti. In the same week, on the other side of town, migrant youth were under Shakti's spotlight.
Welcome, welcome to the very first Migrant Youth New Zealand Conference. We're happy that you're here to discuss the issues affecting youth in our immigrant communities.
Organised by the emerging youth unit at Shakti, this day-long conference brought together young people from Asian, African and Middle Eastern communities.
Most people are quite surprised by the idea because it's such an unpopular topic. Violence, family, abuse. I mean, these are hardcore issues that people just want to slide under the carpet.
Despite this being exam season, a range of young people, including high school and university students, turned up.
I kind of felt ashamed of my culture, but as I've grown up now, I kind of regret saying those things to my parents because, I should embrace my culture as opposed to looking down on it.
I learned a lot about people, everybody, saying what they feel like in New Zealand, and I learned a lot about different cultures.
For Shasha, herself a migrant from Singapore with Indonesian Muslim parents, today's talk is tomorrow's action.
Issues such as forced marriage, the ones that the youths are coming up with, are as real as it can get, because these issues are very hard to identify. So unless they're actually vocalized and debated about and discussed about, we won't be able to actually take those issues into real outcomes. This is the beginning to do some serious action on behalf of the youth of New Zealand immigrant communities.
The resounding message is one Shasha hopes all New Zealanders of all backgrounds will take on board.
We need to listen out if we hear something next door. Even if we don't understand their culture, we need to know that when an argument is happening and there's noise and things are falling apart, somebody needs to pick up the phone and call 111. Somebody needs to call 0800 Shakti if they know that it's from a culture they don't understand.
It's a message that the Pillay family couldn't agree with more.
I think it's really important to get the word out there that Shakti exists, that they can be helpful, and that there are a lot of services that they can offer other than just getting people out of domestic violence situations.
If you or anyone you know needs the help of Shakti, ring the 24-hour hotline. Or if you'd like to make a donation, please visit this website.